100%. So again, here's a dope analogy that I love, and I use it all the time. It's probably my favorite one, right? So we all know that the lion, right? And some people who've been trapping me for a while, they kind of heard this before, but I love saying it. So we know that the lion is at the top of the food chain when it comes to like living in the wild, right? So the biggest lie is telling us that the lion is the king of the jungle. Like the lion doesn't even live in the jungle. If we do our homework, we do our research, we learn that the lion lives in the safari, the gorilla lives in the jungle, right? So we know that the lion is at the king of that he's at the top of the food chain, right? So here's this thing. If the lion is at the top of the food chain, the lion never would tell the zebra, the gazelle, the antelope, the water buffalo. The lion would never tell them how to escape him. The lion would never tell them how to get away from him. Because if he did that, at the next point, he would no longer be at the top of the food chain game.
Facts.
What has to happen now is he has to now either become a vegetarian or he has to eat his own kind. Right? And so we know that's not going to happen, because if the lion did tell the zebra, the gazelle, or the water buffalo how to get away, it's a great chance that that information would be shared with the other animals. So what happens is now the lion can no longer eat. So let's put that in our perspective. We cannot expect the wealthy people to tell us how to play wealthy games, because at that point, how do they eat? Because wealthy people don't eat off wealthy people. Wealthy people eat off people with poor mindsets, right? Because they're always going to dangle something in front of your face to make you go gravitate to it. This is how you get stuck in that trap, right? So if you're stuck in that trap, you can never be a lion. You can always be a financial prey and never a financial predator. And whether you like it or not, there is no gray area. There is no gray area. You either going to be a financial prey or a financial predator. You decide. You make the decision. And you make that decision by the information you decide to put in your brain, the information you decide to water yourself with. The information is what waters your wealth, family. For every bundle or every tranche of information you gain, that information unlocks a door. The door that
information waters your wealth.
The information waters your wealth. It fertilizes it. The information fertilizes your wealth. And so all the information you intake, right, that information unlocks a door. So when you go into that door, you get exposed to some new knowledge. You're like, it's a new level. So now it's another language you have. The language then becomes the tool. You know what I'm saying? So I know stocks, but I'm going to listen to Jay all day because he's going to talk this really. And then I'm going to get that information, right? I'm going to get it. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to put it in my brain. And now I have another type of language, another set of information I can water my wealth with. I can fertilize my wealth because now I'm tapped into whatever real estate knowledge I can get from him, whatever credit knowledge I can give him, whatever the value in this relationship is I get from him. I use that knowledge to fertilize my wealth, and now my wealth grows, and it's vice versa. It's vice versa. Two things just happen.
That's why I was smiling.
Yeah, two things happen here. One, the value in the relationship. So now the relationship equity is from the beginning, we understand that the relationship equity, that the relationship amongst us is an asset, right? So we establish that. And now what happens is we begin to give each other information to water the wealth, because there's no competition on who can be the wealthiest. The only competition, the only thing between us is how can I help my brother become wealthier, right? It's not who can be the wealthiest. How can I help my brother become wealthier? Right, that's two different ways of looking at this.
Period. Make it easy.
It's easy.
Make it
but
easy.
we identified ourselves as financial predators.